Hi everyone, this is Mustafa, here to talk about our startup that's called Supply Chain Exchange. Supply Chain Exchange is a mobile plus web-based platform that allows MSME manufacturers and traders to search for and connect with the road transport service providers who are best suitable to serve their shipment requirements. Before we go more into the product, I want to give you an overview of the market and its stakeholders. This market comprises of three stakeholders predominantly. First one being the consigners, the guys who want to ship their goods from one place to the other. The second one being the transporters, who are the owners of the carriers that are going to transport these goods. And the third one being the intermediaries or the commission agents who are responsible to fix these two parties up for enabling the transaction. This road freight sector contributes 4.7% to our GDP, which is roughly equal to 5,658 billion rupees. The sector happens to be highly fragmented and unorganized, leading to a low asset utilization of only 60%. Furthermore, the sector is cursed with poor core infrastructure. So what are the problems of these stakeholders? Well, first of all, the consigners face the difficulty of finding the right transport service at the right time, negotiating the appropriate price, knowing about the credibility and reliability of the service providers that they are going to work with, and then in the end they have no ability to track the consignments that are being sent through them. In case of the intermediaries and the transporters, their biggest problem is to monetize the idle space and the idle time of their carriers, to find the right goods carrier match and obtaining the freight payment for the shipments. So how are we solving these problems? Well, we're giving an online platform to the consigners to find the right transport service providers in quick time based on three main criteria. The first one being the type of service that they require, the second one being the type of carrier that they require, and the third one is the route of shipment. Now on the basis of these three criteria, we shortlist the transporters who are most qualified and most competitive to serve their requirement. Now these two parties can connect with each other through various mediums, and we have one special option here which provides best deal to the consigners. So in this case, the consigners can get quotations from multiple transporters and choose which is the best transporter they're going to work with. So how does this delight our customers? Well, in case of the consigners, they get a quick transport service search platform that was not available anywhere else up till now. They get most competitive rates through us, which enables them to save their freight cost, and they get to work with the most reliable transport service providers. In case of the transporters and the intermediaries, first of all, they get a larger network of clients. They get only relevant inquiries through us, and it helps them to increase their asset utilization, leading to higher profitability. So who else provides this service? Well, we can divide our competitors in two sets. The first one being the search platforms like Just Dial and Ask Me. Now the key differentiating factor between us and them is that we have niche focus and a much in-depth database of the vendors that we work with, which allows us to do accurate goods carrier matchmaking. And on the other side, we have these booking platforms like Freight Bazaar and Ship Easy and Lorry Guru. Now these are the guys who provide actual booking, but this process is very slow. It takes about 2 to 3 days of time for them to actually provide a booking, and we do it in real time. Plus we have a larger database of transporters which allows our users to get more rate options. So going into future, we want to establish ourselves as a one-stop road freight marketplace. We want to get into online booking of carriers, provide carrier booking in quick time, bring in payment security, bring in tracking and tracing abilities through our platform, provide online insurance of consignment through our platform, and also give a back-end fleet management tool to the transporters to help them plan their operations better, plus upload their inventory to our platform and also be able to track their performance. So what is our target market? Well, in case of the transporters and the consigners both, we are targeting only micro, small and medium enterprises. Now the reason for targeting these enterprises is that the large corporations work with big transport companies who work on the basis of these long-term contracts. And in this space, the annual revenue that is being earned by the commission agents or the intermediaries alone is estimated at 226 billion rupees. And going into future, we will be eating a slice of this pie. So what is our revenue model? How are we earning money? Well, we have a very simple revenue model whereby we charge a listing fees to the transporters who are listed on our platform. We have three categories of listings. The first one starting from 12,000, then 18,000 and 24,000. The higher package leads to higher discoverability on our platform and more number of inquiries. So how have we performed so far, and what have we accomplished? Well, currently in about 5 months, we are working with now 82 transport companies across Bombay and 129 registered consigners on our platform. We're using our services on a day-to-day basis. We have attraction of 1,241 users, which was last month, which is growing at a rate of 184% month on month. And we had last month we had 1,003 inquiries in total, which is also growing at a rate of 193%. I would now like to tell you about our team. So apart from me, there are two other co-founders in our company, Talib and Asad. So I have done my bachelor's in management studies and then later did my master's in international business. Worked for about 2 years in my family business of merchant exporting and real estate. And in this company, I look after the product development, research and marketing part. My co-founder Talib has also done his bachelor's in management studies, worked for about 2 years in the manufacturing sector and looks after the operations and accounts part of our company. Asad has also done his bachelor's in accounts and finance and has done his master's in accounts and finance from London School of Economics, and later worked for about 2 years in plastic furniture manufacturing industry and looks after the corporate governance and business strategy part in our company. After all, I would like to thank Tech Circle for this opportunity, and it is indeed a privilege to be pitching on this widely viewed publication. Thanks a lot.
So supply chain exchange is a good idea. It is definitely a need in the marketplace, and a number of companies have successfully monetized and built value in this space as well. I think the team has got good business background and finance background, and the business model overall obviously would need to be tested out in terms of subscription fees, or is it going to be transaction fee, and so on and so forth. And one of the things not mentioned in the pack is that how many successful transactions have been done out of those 1,000 odd inquiries. So it's very important that there is a conversion out of those inquiries into successful transactions. I think that is fundamentally what will prove the model and prove the business model and the monetization of this venture. Other part is also looking at a much larger database of recruiting the transport companies, the number of trucks that will be available to carry the loads, and what geographic areas would they be focusing on. So those things will further enhance the ability for an investor to understand what market activity might take place, how would the business expand, and in what regions, what areas. Currently is focused on B2B segment. So the consignments, do they have long-term contracts? Are they only giving the jobs which are over and above their long-term contracts from other sources? How they can get a bigger share of that market would be definitely very important and add a lot of value to the venture. Overall, I feel that it's a very high potential business, and it can grow very, very fast. Need to look at, is it going to be a local geographic area? Is it going to be interstate? Is it going to apply to B2B only? Is there a B2C angle? And qualify that whole strategy a little bit more, and give a very clear view of what are the growth opportunities and how they're going to tackle it.